There are many ways you can tie fishing lines together, but I will show you the two most common ways you do it. The first method refers to the blood knot. You cross your lines, like I've done here, and you pinch the cross with your left hand, index finger and your thumb. Then let's take the green line here and you start wrapping it around the red line. 2, 3, 4 times is sufficient for any nylon line. Then you take your tag end that you have and you stick it in the eyelet that is created between your pinched red and green line. You reposition your fingers so that you pinch down the 3 lines together now. Then you take your red end, tag end, in my left hand, and I start wrapping it. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now in the blood knot, the tag end which is red and the tag end which is green should exit on the different sides, opposite sides. So we're looking at where we are, and then we can see that the green one is exiting upwards towards me. Then the red one should exit in the opposite direction. So now I'm holding everything together here, but I can essentially just take the red and the green, as you see here, and I pull the tag ends. And with a little pull, you will find that the tag ends get locked between the lines. And you will have something that looks like this. Now you're on a good way to finishing this knot. And as you can see, it's even numbers of turn on top as there are on the bottom. You wetten the line a little bit. And now we can just pull the entire system together. Put a little bit of force onto it. And it cinches down to the well-known blood knot. I will zoom in on that so that you see when the knot comes down to what it should look like. And here we go. And what you have here is the most common way of tying fishing lines together via the blood knot. Now you can just trim this down, and you can trim it really tight because this one doesn't come apart. It's extremely reliable. So here you see the blood knot. And I will rotate it around for you so that you can properly recognize it. If you do this with braided lines, you need to do more wraps around each of the individual lines. So you need about 10 wraps, depending on the dimension of the lines. But the more thin your braided line is, the more wraps you're going to need to avoid it from slipping. Let's go to knot number 2. The second most common knot to tie fishing lines together is the double uni knot. Double uni knot is very simple as well, and you just take the lines in the same way as we did before. We cross them like this, but this time we're not going to pinch them down as crossed. We're going to pinch them down as parallel. We need a little bit of tag end here on both sides to be able to do this knot. So now I pinch them down as parallel. You see it here. Then I have my red line here and I create a loop like this. I pinch the loop inside between my index finger and my thumb on my right hand side, and I take the tag end and I start wrapping it around the green line inside the loop. And you can see here now that I make sure that I wrap it around the green line inside the loop. We did that now one time. That's the second time. And now I'm going to stick it in one additional time. Comes in there. And then one more time again. So now the loop of the red line can be fastened, as you see here. I pull a little bit on it. I don't need to pull all the way now. I pull just about that much. So here you can see the first part of the double uni knot. It's this little thing here. I'll zoom in on it so that you can see. It's this part. Now while we are zoomed in, I will use this position and I take the green line. I do a loop on the other side, exactly the same fashion. And I stick it in, 1, tag in, 2, 3, and 4. And I will start pulling a little bit here now to make sure that this one settles as well. And now we have the two lines next to each other here. And they're held down against each other with a uni knot. But there are two uni knots, so that's why it's called the double uni knot. All I need to do is to pull now, and they will slide together. Pull a little bit in the tag ends, and I will settle the knots against each other. And as I pull now the last part here, they settle into a firm little knot. The double uni knot is not as slim as the blood knot when it has settled, but it's almost as slim, and it's a very famous knot. The tag ends are not sticking out straight out from the sides, but we will zoom in on it so that you can see. And here you see the double uni knot, what it looks like when it's settled. This is also undoubtedly a very strong knot. It's a little bulkier than the blood knot, but it's the second most common way to tie fishing lines together. Thanks for listening.